Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, but that whole chicken with their head cut off thing,
That's Mindy.
that is me.
That
It
is
totally
Mindy.
is me. Yep. So, anyhow,
I was running a little bit late myself, but only because I lost track of time.
oh, well, I I've been doing stuff. Anyhow, I might just tell you guys, you
So,
know,
well, let's say hi to everyone
we
first.
will. Jennifer, I know Jennifer and Sherry and
Sherry,
Susan
Susan,
and Catherine and Emma and Dawn and Linda and Judy and Angie.
and Angie.
Angie and Sue. Susan and Sue.
Yep.
Hello.
Usually we have two Judys.
Yeah, well, not yet. We don't.
Not yet. We don't. Not yet.
We
Maybe in a
could.
little while. We might.
We totally could. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
We might.
anyhow, here we are. Look, we have yarn.
We have yarn and it's
We have,
cake.
we have yarn. I have hooks. I can get rid of my bag. Isn't this a cute bag, though? This is a super cute bag.
Let me see.
It's so cute. It's a drawstring. It just drawstrings closed.
Oh,
Super
that
cute.
is cute with the paws. I
Yeah,
love
isn't that cute? So you go over there. There.
that.
Uh-uh. Oh my goodness. Stacy's here. Hi, Stacy. So this is what we're doing, right?
Yep, this is what we're doing. It's time
We
to
are
make a bag.
we are winging this.
We are winging it. We are winging
Mm-hmm.
it. And we
Winging,
talked
winging.
about it last week, and it's going to be, we decided on a size,
Yep.
and it's going to be 12 inches wide, 14 inches tall,
Yep.
with a 4-inch flap that comes over the top. And so to get to that dimensions, we're going to make a panel that is 14 inches by 32 inches so that when we fold it, um, it will fold onto itself and become the dimensions that we
Did
want.
you just say 14 by 32 or did you mean 12 by 32?
I'm sorry, I meant 12 by 32. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep, you were right. I
Yeah.
meant 12 by 32. And you know what? I don't see my. Oh, there it is. My tape measure wasn't in here, but I see it now.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna go 12
No,
wide.
Stacy, it depends on the stitch that you want to use, whether or not you need a lining for the bag. If you're
Yeah.
going to use a looser stitch, I would recommend lining it. But if you use a nice tight stitch and you're not going to put, needles and pins into it that will fall out,
Right.
then I'm going to use a tight stitch, so I'm not going to line mine.
Right.
And then
So
the goal of this bag when we're finished with it is we're going to be able to, it's going to fold up and it's going to fold in button, right? So you can carry it in your purse or
Yep.
whatever.
So like on the thumbnail, I found a little tiny one that's similar. That's very small. I mean, it was just really very, very small. You know what I mean? Ours is
Yeah.
going to be much bigger, but it's the same kind of concept as the
Right.
bag I put on the thumbnail. All right.
Yep. So we're using these 3 color yarns, and we both have the same, and this is Ella Ray watercolors.
Yep.
And what we're going to do is I kind of made this little chart here that shows how we're going to do 9 inches in the first color, 2 inches combining A and B, 9 inches in the second color, 2 inches combining B and C, and then 9 inches in the regular or in the third color.
Right.
So it's gonna.
Yeah. And so when you say combine, we're not actually using both of them at the same time.
We're alternating. That's a better word, alternating.
Yeah. We'll alternate rows.
Yes, exactly. So Mindy and I have had a little bit of a difference of opinion as to what stitch we wanted to use for this. And so I did up a little. Mindy sent me a link to, or she sent me the stitch that she thinks she's going to use.
Yeah.
So I made up a little swatch of that, the block stitch, and I don't care for it either. So I think I'm going to stick with my alpine stitch.
So do you have a swatch of your alpine still?
Yes, I do.
Because here's the alpine, which I can't get the alpine to work out properly. So I just can't get it to work out properly. The ends don't look right. It's too gappy at the ends, like I'm missing stitches or something.
This is my swatch of my alpine.
Oh yeah, you got it.
And mine is not gappy at all at the ends.
See, and I just can't get it to work out right. So I found it too fussy for me and too fiddly for me, and I didn't like it. So
yeah, and I did like it.
Yeah. So here's the deal, guys. Guess what? You can use whatever stitch you want.
Use whatever stitch you want. Now, I think what we'll do as we get started is you're going to give a description of how to do your stitch, and I'll give a description of how to do mine.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to do? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can choose either one of those two stitches, or if you have a favorite stitch that you would rather use, you can use that.
Yep. No noisy trucks.
Linda, you did give us permission to wing it, I thought.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to undo my little swatch here. And I decided that this is a color.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, got to undo my little swatch. Jody's here. Hi, Jody.
So,
you know, this, after working with this yarn for a minute, Mindy, you know, it said that it was a lightweight 3.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel like this is a 3-weight yarn, do you?
It's a real light.
It's very thin.
It's a light.
Yeah. This is a mercerized cotton. So you can use any yarn that you want for this, but a cotton or cotton blend would be nice because it'd be nice and sturdy.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So you want to, okay, well, let's start with chain.
We're both going to start with a chain.
Yep. Now, does your chain need to be in any multiple?
Yes.
Okay.
So mine is sets of 4 plus 2.
Okay. And for mine, if you want to do the alpine stitch, it's any even number.
Okay. So I'm just going to start chaining here for a little bit until we get closer to our 12 inches.
Yep.
I'm just counting to 4 each time.
I'm going to measure my chain.
That's what I'm getting ready to do.
Gone a little big. Oh, I'm exactly at 12 inches, and that was 58 chains for me.
Look at you.
I'm using a 4mm hook, Jennifer. I don't know what are you using?
That's what I have too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's trying not to stretch it too much. You know what I mean? Like. I'm going to add one more group of 4 to mine. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I have to add 2. 1, 2. Okay. So I have enough stitches for mine. Now, what do you start with, Angie?
I am going to go into the second stitch or second chain from hook and start with a row of half double crochets.
All right. So mine is called the block stitch, but it's not B-L-O-C-K. It's B-L-O-Q-U-E. It's like the bloke stitch.
That's what I thought when I read your text. I thought you were saying it was bloke, and I had to look it up, and I saw that it's pronounced
stitch.
block.
Right. So I'm going to double crochet in the 4th chain from my hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th chain from my hook. I do a double crochet. And then, hang on. Double crochet in the next chain. So that technically gives me 3, because my skipped part here, my chains that I skipped makes 1 double, 2 doubles, 3 doubles. So I have 3 doubles. I chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in 2, the next 2. So I skip 1, 2, and I double crochet in the next 2. 1, 2. And then I chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the next 2. We do that all the way across. Okay.
And I'm just over here still half doubling.
Yeah, I start out with a little bit of a pattern, and you just start out with a...
And actually, when I told you how to do this last week, I told you how to do it wrong. So if you want to do the alpine stitch, your second row will also be a row of half doubles.
See, alpine stitch that I looked up that I tried was
there are many different ways to do an alpine stitch.
It was even different than that. It used doubles.
Yep. There are many different ways to do it. But this is the way that I like, the way that it looks best. This is the way that has the most solid result. Do you know what I mean?
Probably because the half double doesn't have as many loops as a double.
Exactly.
Right.
The half double makes it a little bit more dense. And then when you're on your repeat rows, alternating it with a half double rather than alternating it with a double makes your stitches all the same height. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Or 5 minutes.
Or 5 minutes, yeah. If I was speed crocheting, maybe you could see in a second.
Right.
Not speed crocheting. That trips me up on videos when I'm watching tutorials and they speed up their video. Oh. So I'm like, whoa, you guys are going to town.
Yeah, like, hang on, what just happened here?
So the end of the first row, if you want to do alpine, you chain 1 and turn your work. And then you just go back in and do another row of half double.
The block stitch she used for a vintage sweater. It's kind of cool.
That would be cool. I think that the block stitch looked pretty in self-striping yarn. I didn't know how it looked with this. I guess I had too big on my stitch sample. I had too big of an area where the color didn't change. And it didn't look like anything to me.
Well, I think it's going to be cool when the color does change.
Yes, I think you're right. I think when the color changes, it's going to look cool.
Because then you're going to get that, because you go down the next row.
Right.
And the color is going to go up and down.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yep. Well, the same with the alpine stitch, you're going down a row too.
Right.
So I think that with my stitch sample that I made of using this yarn, it did look pretty cool because I did make quite a big sample swatch and I got to some color changing. I don't know why I made such a big sample swatch, but I did. But I took it all out because I was experimenting with other stitches.
Gotcha.
I've done this.
You had 3 balls to work with her, Angie.
I know. I thought, why should I unravel more than one? So I just kept working with the same one. But it's funny because I think that this little length of yarn has been worked into more times than anything.
That's funny.
I don't know though. I have some real special yarn. I paid quite a bit for this yarn. It's Juniper Moon. What was it called? It's a cotton, but it's a very, very fluffy cotton. What is that called? That really fluffy cotton. Is that called milk cotton?
Oh, yeah.
When it's real fluffy.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was very expensive yarn, and I bought it at the little yarn shop here in Saginaw, and I bought enough to do a top. Well, every time I get into a pattern, I start to not like it.
The yarn?
So I have pulled out and restarted a top with that yarn probably no less than 10 times.
Yeah, this is a little shorter than 12 inches. But...
Oh, thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I know, right? Grandmas are precious. It was just such a cool thing when my mom gave me that. It was like getting a present. You know what I mean? I just couldn't wait to get home and just get into that bag, and I treated each piece like it was gold, you know? And then to find her handwritten notes, that was really special.
I haven't seen it yet. We're both using a 4. So when you get to the end of your row with this block stitch, you'll have 1 stitch left and you just put another double. So you'll start your row. As you can tell here, there's 3 with those chains that we skipped. So there's 3 at that end and there's 3 at this end, and then 2 in between the rest of the way. So that's the first row for the block stitch.
Okay. Are you ready to start your second row?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So here's my pattern. Gotta look at my pattern again. Once you do this, it's just a 1 row repeat. It's not
right.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I took my stuff off my hook. So for row 2, you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That counts as a half double and 2 chains. All right. So now you skip those next 2 stitches, those 2 doubles there, and you work into the chain 2 space. Okay.
You're not quite on camera.
Oh,
there you go.
Hang on. I tried to. If I lose you guys for a second, whenever I move this laptop, earlier it just blipped me out completely. Okay, so you skip these 2 double crochets here, and double crochet. Sorry. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, skip those 2. And double crochet into the next 2 chains on the foundation chain, working over the space. All right. How come it doesn't want me to do 2? Hang on. I should do 2 in there. Go ahead. I got to read this again.
Okay.
I thought I knew what I was doing, but these directions sound weird.
If you want to do the alpine stitch, you're on your 3rd row now, and you've chained 1 and turned. Now you're going to start, and you're going to do a front post double into the post around the post of the, I'm sorry, that's not what you're going to do at all. You're going to put a half double into your very first stitch. Now you're going to do a front post double around the post of your second stitch from row 1. And you got to pull up a little bit on your yarn to make it come up to the same level as your half double. Then you're going to skip that stitch on the row from row 2, and you're going to do a half double into the next stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, skip one of the posts from row 1, and do a front post double around the next stitch from row 1. And that's the repeat. So you're going to skip the stitch that's behind that front post double that you just did, and you're going to do a half double into the next stitch. Skip a post from row 1 and do a front post double around the next post from stitch from row 1. And remember to lift up your stitch a little bit so that it's the same, so it's not pulling, because otherwise it'll buckle. And then that's the repeat for that row until we get to the near the end. So it's just a front post and a half double alternating, and then skipping the stitch that's behind the front post. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Mindy says, no, that doesn't make sense.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
And it gets, this first row when you're establishing the ones that you have to skip might be a little bit time consuming, but as you go along and get into your pattern, by the next row, because this is a 2-row repeat, by the next time we do this row, it will be very, very easy to see what stitch you have to skip and what stitch you have to half double into. Very easy.
So this first row is a little confusing. I had to look at it again. Once you get going after this, it's super easy.
Oh, I got a knot. So I got this yarn all discombobulated.
Our next row, very next row, you are doing double crochets, but you are doing them into the foundation chain row. So this very bottom. So you double crochet into each of those 2 chains that we skipped at the beginning. So you go all the way down to the bottom and do your double crochet in that one. And then you'll do a double crochet in this next one that you skipped from the very bottom from the foundation chain. Okay. And then you chain 2, because we're going to skip those next 2 doubles. And then you go all the way back down here to the bottom again. And you're going to put 1 double in each of those missed chains from the foundation row.
And you can see I'm getting into a little bit of color variation here, which looks cool with this stitch, because like
you already got some change.
I got some change. So because you're dropping down a row for your front post doubles, it looks really cool when the color changes.
I think I have a big section of this yellow.
Yeah, I have when I was taking up this yarn, I was very surprised at how long the colors were.
Yeah, I have a huge long section of the yellow.
Because when it was on the hank, it really looked like it was very.
Which one did you start with? One that's more orange?
Yes, the one that's more orange and red and purple.
Okay. Yeah.
What one did you start with?
I started with the yellow and purple one.
Oh, okay.
See, we're just both doing our own thing here.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to put that one in the middle, I think.
And I mean, technically you could do this all in one color, but what we have planned is for the color to change.
Right.
And
that was going to be cool. Kind of the fun part of the bag was the color changing part. So you could use, if you wanted, you could use 3 solid colors.
Yeah.
And still achieve that cool color variation.
The place that I first saw somebody do this, they were using hand-dyed yarns. And it was, I mean, it was a way to kind of do a cool fade into one color, and it looked really nice when they did it.
Yeah, and you can make this bag as big or as small as you want it to be. We just kind of arbitrarily
decided on a nice size.
Yep.
I don't know if we told them at all, but we saw a bag that was made like this at one of the yarn haul shoppy things we did. And they really, there was a pattern for it, but the lady was just like, it's so simple to do. You just make yourself a big rectangle, with whatever stitch you want. You sew up the sides, and you put like this little tab on the top of it that's gonna, once you roll it, because you can roll the whole thing up into
Oh, I'm sorry. So when you get to I'm nearing the end of my second row here. I have 3 stitches left. I'm going to skip that 3 stitches left from the first row. I'm going to skip that next one, and I'm going to make a front post double around the next. And then I'm going to make a half double into the very last stitch. So I said it's only a 2-row repeat, but I guess it's more of a 4-row repeat, because on your next time you're going to end alternately. So we'll have to do something a little bit different. So for your next row, which will be our 4th row, you're going to chain 1 and half double crochet all the way across the row. Chain 1 and turn and half double all the way across the row. So you go into that don't skip the first stitch, because we only chained 1, and do a half double all the way across.
When you get to the end of the row on this one, you're just going to do a half double into the top of that last turning chain that we did, or the 3. Okay, so you do the half double. Then you chain 2, which counts as your half double. Turn your work, of course, then. And do 2 double crochets into each of the spaces, but you're going below the space. So you're not
going Judy, it is.
You're not going into the space here. You're not going into this space. You're going below the space into the last row we just did, into the double crochet down there. So you go down a row, go into the double, and do a double. And so there's 2 stitches in there. So you go into both of those one at a time, do a double, and then you chain 2. So it starts to really fill it in there and make it more solid. You're kind of doing the same thing Angie's doing with hers. We're going the row below, and then you kind of have to pull it up as well, to get your height the way you want it. So
right. And we're both kind of doing, I mean, not the same thing, but it's almost double layered, which is going to help with it being a dense stitch.
Yeah.
So that which makes both of them very good for a bag.
Yeah.
Because this row of half doubles that we're doing right now in between our rows of doing the drop down front post doubles, is going to prevent there from being gaps. I'm almost there, so we can almost start the next row, which is going to be the last row of, that's a little, and it's only a little bit different in the way that you start it and end it. Because, hold on, let me get this last stitch in here. And chain one and turn. Okay, so the first time we started with a half double, and then we did our front post double. Now we need to do the opposite. We need to start with a front post double. So you're going to want to go down, and you're going to go into not the previous row, not the row of half doubles that you did. You're going to skip that row and go down a row and go around that first half double, pull it up a little bit, and do a front post double. Now into the next stitch, skipping the one directly behind, you'll do a half double. Now it's really easy to tell where your front post double is going to go, because it's going to go around this half double that's in between these two front post doubles from last time. So if you can see that, am I putting my hand in the right space so you can see what I'm talking about? So here are your front posts. Here's a front post double. Here's a front post double. Your next front post double is going to go around this half double right here in between the two. Okay, so you do that front post double, pull it up a bit, and then you're going to half double into the next, skipping the one that's directly behind it, and half double into the next. And then it's just a repeat of that until you get to the end, and we're going to end this row a little bit differently too, because we started it different than the last time we did this row. We're going to end it a little differently as well. Mindy, are you guys going to get any new baby chicks this spring?
I don't know. Probably not.
I think we're going to, but we're not going to order them from the hatchery. We're just going to buy them at Tractor Supply this year.
Yeah. That usually works. That's where we normally get ours. We've never ordered them from a hatchery before.
Oh, I like to get them from the hatchery, because then you can pick whatever breed you want.
Yeah. We've never bought them from there before. So I'm getting to the end of my row. And so I have room to put 2 more double crochets here. And then I have my turning chain. Or my it was a turning chain. And so in my turning chain, I am going to do a half double in the top of that turning chain. So mine still looks like it has 3 stitches there, but 2 are down below, and then this one is in the turning chain. So then you chain 4 when you get to the end of that row. So this is my second row of my repeat. So this one we chain 4, and that counts as a half double and 2 chains. Whoops, I lost my stitch here. Hang on. I turned too fast. I flung it out. That counts as a half double chains, because now you're going to skip these first 2 double crochets that we have here. And then we're going to go over to this space over here, but we're going below again into those 2 double crochets in the row below. So a double crochet in the first one, and a double crochet in the second one. And then you chain 2 and you continue all the way across. So just like Angie's, our rows are going to start and end differently, but there are only 2 of them. Right? 2 different. Is yours a 2 row? Yeah, right?
Well, technically it's 4 row because you've got the ends on your, because I've got that half double row in between.
Oh, that's right. You got a half double between. That's right.
Yeah. People are just driving like crazy heads down my road today.
Oh, talk about people that are crazy drivers. I was coming down what we call our country highways, one of our country highways. Speed limit's 55, right? It's 55.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm behind this guy, and he's literally doing 45, maybe. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pass you. They're 2-lane roads. You got to be a little careful. I get ready to pass the guy, right? What does he do?
He speeds up.
He sure did. I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah, he sped up so fast, there was no way I could pass him because then there's cars coming.
Yep.
I was like, wow. Okay.
I had that happen to me once, and the car that had been behind me had already sped up to get
so there was no room for you to get back over.
Right. And so I had to then there was oncoming traffic. I was on M52, which is a country highway. Yeah. And so then I had to speed up to get around the car that I was passing. So I had to basically floor it. I got pulled over and got a ticket.
Oh.
Yeah. Hi, Nate. Nate's home from school, everyone.
Hello. Yeah, I just slowed down. I just slowed down and got back in behind him, right?
Yeah, if I would have been able to do that, I would have.
I may have given him the universal sign for hello.
You told him he was number 1?
I did. Mm-hmm. And then I had to follow him all the way back into town and turn the same direction he was turning. And oh my gosh, I'd like, can I just get rid of you now? You're a jerk. Can I get rid of you?
Oh, Deborah, you're going to do the the knit along or the crochet along from Expression, Deborah?
She said knit, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
She can do the knit one.
And Mary Lou's here too. Nate, Sherry, and Deborah said hi.
Mm-hmm. The crochet one, oh my gosh, it's turning out so pretty.
I just got the notification on YouTube that the next hint is out, and I just got paid, so I'm going to go ahead and order those, and I'm going to send you some money, and I'm going to order those other.
Pay the bills.
You know what? You pay the bills. No. Okay, so last time we end.
Yeah, I've seen.
So now.
I've seen your color. Your color's pretty for the next one.
Is it pretty?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
So now for this one, the way we're going to end it is we're going to end it with 2 half double crochets because we're not going to want to go around that very last stitch. So you're going to have, after your last front post double, you're going to have 2 stitches left and you'll have 3 stitches left, but the first one you're skipping because it's behind that front post. And then you're going to half double in the next 2. So that's the only way that it's a little bit different on this row. Chain 1, turn, and do your row of half doubles.
So I'm to the end of my row, and I'm to where I have this turning chain at the end. So again, I'm just going to put a half double in the turning chain. And this time, I'm chaining 2 because I'm skipping 1. I'm just going back down, and I'm going to do 2 in this first area that I have a space here. So I only chain 2 here because I'm going to work right in here and do 2 doubles. So you chain 2 when you have a space here at your end of your row. And you chain 4 when you have stitches there. So if I have 2 doubles here, I'm going to chain 4 because I'm going to skip right over those to go into this next space. If I have a space though, I'm chaining 2 because now I'm going to work right into those stitches below. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
And I'm not even looking.
Right? So it's easy to remember what you need to do. It just, you look at your row and you're like, oh, do I need to skip doubles? If I do, I'm chaining 4. If I'm going to work immediately and do my 2 doubles immediately, I chain 2. And you'll always end each row with a half double.
It's the same with this one too. It's very obvious what you need to end and start with.
Right.
You're going to end and start with the opposite of what you did on the previous time that you did the.
Like I said, these stitches are similar in what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they have a little bit similar of a look too.
They do.
It's yours a little more like
mine
like
are little blocks.
Little blocks. Yeah.
Exactly. And yours are like these little twisty things.
Right.
I just had a hard time doing the right stitch to get the twisty things. If that makes sense. And it was working fine through the main part of the row for me.
Yeah.
It was when I got to the ends, I was like, did I miss one? It just wasn't turning out. I don't know.
Well, and see, I subscribe to the Crystal from Bag of Day Crochet theory of chain 1 in turn and do a stitch in the first stitch. I don't like to start and end with chains, especially if it's something that I have to be sewing together at the end. We're going to be sewing the ends of these bags together.
Yeah.
I hate having to sew into chain spaces. So I like to do a chain 1 in turn, and then do a stitch into the first stitch rather than do a chain 4 or chain 2 skip a stitch.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
All right. So now I'm going to start off with a half double. And
I'm finally getting a color change.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a color change, but then it went right back to what I had before. And now it's just, yeah. I might be getting to a color change soon, I hope. This looks very fallish. It looks very pumpkin-y.
Mine's not much of a change. Can you even tell? You can't even tell.
No, can't tell.
It got darker. It just got darker is all it did.
Jennifer, you use the same policy? Yeah, I like that. I like it. I like it better, especially like I said, when you're sewing your ends together.
I don't have a policy. I just do what the pattern tells me.
Oh, I don't. I'm a rebel. I'm a renegade.
I am not. I'm a rule follower.
No, I like to break the rules.
No, I'm a rule follower. I'm a rule follower. Do, 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 do.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. I had a good time making that video. I started going through the stuff and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to record this and show everybody.
What'd you do? You got a bunch of stuff from
my grandma who passed away almost 20 years ago, but my mom just gave me the stuff.
Oh.
And she did a lot of doilies. So a lot of it was doily stuff. And so I decided I'm going to pick one of those doily patterns out of one of her vintage crochet books and do it on a video.
Gotcha. I know there's stuff of my grandma's at my mom and dad's house, and someday I will find it.
Did your grandma crochet?
Oh, yeah. That's who taught me how to crochet.
Oh, okay. I think I knew that.
Yeah, my grandma taught me how. So here's a prime example. When I get to the end of this row, you can see that I have doubles here already, right? So I just did my half double, and there were 2 doubles I just did. And so it's clear to me I need to chain how many? 4. Because I'm going to skip all that. So I need my chain 4 to skip all those and come over here and do my first 2 doubles in that space, or below that space. It's not in the space, it's below the space. Oh, there I got some dark brown.
And then we're just going to continue on until we hit 9 inches, or if you're doing it all in one color, you'll just continue on.
Just keep it going.
Just keep on going. And we don't know how many rows it's going to take or anything like that. We're just going by measurement.
Yep. Like we didn't know how many stitches we were going to have.
Right. We're just totally winging it.
We went to 12 inches, and I added 2 when I got to 12.
I think I was telling, was it you I was telling about? No, I think it might have been Maddie. There's a YouTuber that she does primarily children's clothing, but she has really helped me learn how to crochet by measurement rather than by stitch count. And it's been really, really helpful for resizing patterns that are shown, because for some reason in tutorials people always want to show it in a small probably because it takes less time and less yarn. But
you know what, a lot of them I watch, the things I watch, they're doing like a medium.
Really? What are you watching? We must be watching different people.
I don't know, I've got a lot of people I watch do a medium size.
Well, even a medium isn't big enough for me, so. And I found a really cool stitch. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. It's saved in my playlist. I can't remember what it's called. A really cool stitch that I want to oh no, it's not from a video either. It's from I have a stitch dictionary, and I want to make it into a sweater. But so I need to I needed to learn how to crochet by measurement rather than by stitch count for the size that I need.
And see, I'm not that person. I'm not that person. I'm the person that's going to be like, you tell me how many stitches to do it, to make it how long and whatnot. I do things by pattern, okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but I played piano for years. I learned how to play piano, and I went to college even and did piano.
I didn't know that.
I did.
Wow.
But I am the type of piano player that I'm going to read the music. I'm going to read the notes on the page. I'm going to play them. My mother played piano. And my mother, she could read music, but she could also ad lib and do things. That is not me. I have never been that way. And I probably never will be that way. I follow the rules. I follow the directions. I don't go out on a limb. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something wacky? As it's in crochet, it's super exciting and fun for me to try. And, I've made several things where I've mishmashed together multiple patterns. You know what I mean? Parts of different patterns in the same project. And I've used like just a stitch that I liked and made my own sweater or whatever. And I really enjoy doing stuff like that. But when it comes to diamond painting, I am not one who ever embellishes or does special drills on my diamond painting.
See, that's where we're different.
You would think that would be so much easier to do.
Yeah, I will do that all day long, but you talk about something that has a pattern that you're supposed to follow the pattern, I'm going to follow the pattern. I'm not going to try to, no. It's weird, isn't it?
That is funny. I wish I would get out of this orange, man. Oh, I am. I'm switching to red.
Mine has gotten browner, is what it's gotten. It's a little browner.
So what stitch, if any of you guys are following along and doing this bag with us, what stitch did you decide to do if it was something different than what Mindy and I are doing? Just out of curiosity, what Jody, did you go with waffle stitch?
Oh, waffle would be pretty too.
Waffle would be very pretty.
Yes, waffle would be pretty. Oh, look, I just
was it waffle that she wanted us to do, or was it basket weave she wanted?
Basket weave. She kept asking about basket weaving. But waffle would be very pretty in this.
Hi, Sean.
Basket weave. No, waffle stitch is kind of like what you're doing similarly with, except, well, no, it's not. You're doing front post, back post.
No, I'm just front post.
Oh, yours is just front post. Okay, so waffle would do front post, back post.
Yes. Oh, Linda, that's cool. Oh, I've got a similar problem, but luckily it is not a 20-year-old project, but I found a doily that I am on the last round of, and it's quite a big doily, and I don't remember what the pattern was, and I don't remember where I got the pattern from, and but I'm on the last round, and now I don't know how in the heck I'm going to finish it because I don't remember. I'm going to have to like take apart maybe a repeat of that round and see if I can remember what I was doing.
Hence the reason to finish your projects.
Yeah, that's no fun. There's always something new to start, Mindy.
But if you don't finish them, then you get to, I had a problem with something I was just doing. I was like, okay, wait a minute. What was I doing? What hook was that? I'm like, no.
Well, I used to have a rule. I would keep the hook with the project, but that kind of flew out the window when I started having so many projects on the go.
I threw a bunch of stuff into a bag, and then I didn't remember what went with what.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all there, but I didn't know which one was which, and, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I keep thinking that sweater I started working on, or top, it's a top I was working on in the car back from Texas.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to finish that. I want to finish that. And then I'm stopping to remind myself, what was the pattern? Where was the pattern? I know it's on my phone. Which one was it? You know?
Yep. I have several projects like that I can't remember. That shawl that I showed you guys that I was going to try to find the pattern for Jennifer. I cannot find that pattern anywhere.
Jody, you know what? Jody, that's a smart idea. I have a book.
Yeah, it's just a matter of maintaining the book.
Yeah, up close, this is cool, Angie. You can see the darker brown gold colors coming down into the lighter yellow, which is cool.
Oh, yeah, I can see it from here. That looks very
you can see it, right? It's a slight change because these colors are very similar, actually.
Yeah, I just haven't had a color change very much yet.
This is very, very, well, you got that yellow in there, and then
red.
Or orange.
You can see, so you can see where my red is coming down into the orange and where the orange came down into the green.
Mm-hmm. Hold it up closer. Yeah. Yeah, you started out kind of yellowy green at the bottom, and then orange, and then you got some orange and yellow mixed.
Yep.
Then you're into more reds. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what's going to be fun about this. And just think when we add a whole different color scheme to the thing.
Oh, you're doing, Linda, you're doing double crochet alternating with single. All right.
Oh, that would work too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That works too. Yep. There's all kinds of way you can do it.
I wanted something easy. And that whole going around the post things, and no.
I love post stitches.
I don't.
I know you don't.
That's, yeah.
Jody just shared with me, you would hate this pattern. Jody just shared with me a pattern sweater that she just started. And that was what, 2 hours ago, Jody, that we were talking about that? Well, you know, I started it. I just started a small sample. It's one of those cool hexagon cardigans. But the thing that I liked about this particular pattern is she's reducing or decreasing on the sides of the hexagon that is going to be the sleeves, because the problem you run into with those hexagon cardigans is that your sleeves end up so stinking wide because, you know, it's just one portion of the hexagon. So it's the same width as what the one is that goes around your waist. So, but she, in her pattern, she's going to do a decrease on the arm portion of the hexagon. So I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to turn out.
I mean, I don't mind doing some post stitches like in those fancy squares and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's not the whole thing. This pattern, your alpine stitch, would be the whole thing. You just keep doing them, you know?
Oh my gosh, Jennifer, I am the same as you. Random places that you put your notes in. Yep. That's what, look at, I've got my little, this isn't a pattern, but it's my little cheat sheet note for this project, and it's written on the back of a medical bill.
Look at, here's mine. And at least I did something smart, Angie. I took my yarns and I took this little pattern and I took my hook and I put it in that little bag I showed you. So
yeah, I ran out of little bags.
You need to get some more. You're going to have a bag. You're going to have a bag here in a minute.
Yes, I am.
Well, not a minute.
I have a bag.
Here's another one of those time management snafus we're talking about here. It's not going to be a minute.
Right. And I am going to, I'm debating whether or not, I don't know if I would get any flack for this. So I'm debating whether or not I should make a fool of myself and open up and set up and get started on my sewing machine in a video.
Wait.
It might be a comedy.
You know, okay, when did we go to the fiber thing?
Yeah, I was supposed to do it that day.
You were.
I know.
Angie told me I'm going home. I'm setting up this machine because we saw all these cute bags that were
they want a fortune for.
Super expensive.
Super expensive.
Yeah. Angie's like, I could make those. Well, you need to get your sewing machine out first.
I do. It's right here. I'm using it as a little side table right now.
It's a side table.
The box makes an excellent side table next to me here in my craft room.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I've got to get this computer out of here. And the computer is in the way back corner of the room. And I've got all my diamond paintings piled up in front of it. So I've got to move this massive pile of diamond paintings. And they're not in a box. These are all like either works in progress or finished diamond paintings. So they're just like laying out flat.
I have been on a yarn buying kick.
When haven't you?
I slowed down. I didn't buy much at all in February, March of anything.
Good.
Didn't buy yarn, didn't buy diamond paintings. April came and it was just like, love is in the air. All everywhere. Gotta have it all. Gotta have it all.
Oh, speaking of buying things, did we come to a final decision about our next project?
I think we did.
Okay, do we want to make an announcement so people can get that ordered if they want to do exactly the same thing?
Why? Why would we do that? No, I'm kidding.
Because Lion Brand takes forever to ship if we want to get the kits.
They do, don't they? What is up with Lion Brand?
I don't know. Here, I'm going to see if I can get this up on my
Why are they so flippin' slow?
They are, you know what? They are, yeah, they're not as slow for me as they are for you. For some reason, for you, they're very slow. Okay, so this is the shirt that we're going to do. This is the top we're going to do for our next project. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
So it's called the Electric Sun Tee, and the kit is available on Lion Brand.
Yep. You can change your colors.
Yes, you can change your colors. I think I'm going to do these exact colors. I love these colors. These are like my faves. And it's such a bright, sunny, cheerful top. So if you don't want to get the kit from Lion Brand, you can at least go on there and see for your size how much yarn you're going to need.
Yeah.
You know. And it's on sale. The 24/7 cotton is on sale right now for $3.49 a skein.
Now, 24/7 cotton is what you're making your Espirito
del Sol. Yes.
So how do you think that's going to be clothing?
I think it's going to be okay after a wash. It's not the softest cotton I've ever felt. But I'm going to use it just for the colors. And I think it'll soften up after a wash.
Okay. That was my one question. I've never touched or felt that yarn. Didn't know how that was going to.
Yeah, it's definitely not the softest cotton I've ever felt. It wouldn't be my first choice for a garment, to be honest with you.
Right.
But I think I'm going to do it just because I want those colors.
A yarn bag backpack from Timo. A yarn bag backpack. Huh, cute.
Who got one of those?
Jennifer.
Oh, cool. Oh, from Temu?
Yeah. Okay, so I've been getting all of these like requests from.
Sure, Jody, you could definitely use comfy cotton. Comfy cotton would probably be nice. What happened? What did Junebug do? Oh, your new chair? When? Oh my goodness. When Junebug does something wrong, instead of telling her bad or, whatever, the thing that she knows that means she did something wrong is if you look at her and say, Junebug, what happened? And she puts her tail between her legs and puts her head down. She knows what happened means you did something wrong.
What'd she do?
She chewed the knob on Nate's new gaming chair that he got for Christmas that we spent $500 on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is Maddie there?
She's at work right now, but
she's not. Oh, I heard a voice in the background. It sounded.
That was Nate telling Junebug what happened.
Oh, okay.
Did you let them out when you got home, Nate? Okay. You need to make sure your bedroom door is closed when you leave for school in the morning so they don't do that.
It's unnecessary for her to chew up.
It's unnecessary, but it's what she does.
Well, Buddy's dog's horrible.
I was at my sister's house today, and she has 3 dogs. Well,
yeah, you were telling us about the dogs that all have to be separate.
yeah, so 2 of them are psycho, like anxious, wild child. And the other one, he's just this big old lug, and he is just annoying. He's annoying. So when I got there, he's out still. He's released from his room. He's out in the living room. The other 2 are in their bedroom still. And my sister and I are trying to have a conversation. And that dog, first of all, he's a big old block of a dog, right? And he's got the loudest bark.
Ugh.
And he barked and barked and barked. And there was nothing she could do or say. She tried to give him toys. She tried to do this and that. He would not stop barking. She's like,
that's annoying.
I know. She's like, do you need to go in your room? And he'd look at her for a second and he'd keep barking. Finally, after about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I don't even know how long.
That's a long time to just continuously bark.
She finally just put him in his bedroom.
Did he keep barking once he was in there?
Nope. She let the other 2 dogs out, and he barked for a minute or 2, and then he stopped.
That poor dog.
I'm like, thank God. Shut up.
I couldn't handle that.
It was ridiculous, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't handle that.
Ridiculous.
Speaking of pets, we have someone here who just got a new pet.
Oh.
Yep, Jody just got a new
kitty.
kitty.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Does someone have their dishwasher going?
Not me. I don't do dishes.
I don't do dishes. Why? What do you hear, Sue?
It's not in my job description.
Oh my God. Whoops, I forgot to. No, I didn't. I did what I was supposed to. What are you hearing, Sue? That sounds like a dishwasher.
Nate was talking, but.
Do you hear frogs?
Oh, I can faintly hear frogs.
Is that what Sue's thinking is a dishwasher?
Maybe.
The frogs are awake, folks. The frogs
Oh, Jody, you started your cat couch? Cool.
They are awake. We started with, the other night, I heard one little beep, beep, beep out in the pond, right? Last night, I heard a trio. I actually filmed it too. I heard a trio of frogs, and they were in different corners of the pond going beep, beep, beep. Water flashing up. Oh, water. Oh, you might be hearing my sump pump. Can you hear my sump pump when it goes off?
I couldn't hear it. But I'm deaf.
Anyhow, the frogs are awake. Not as many as there will be. But there's one out there. It's just constantly going. It's just constant.
You know what's interesting is we have quite a large pond.
Yeah.
Our pond is about an acre big. We do not ever have frogs.
Mm.
We have turtles. We have fish. But we have no frogs.
Well, we don't have fish and we don't have turtles.
You know what? That's probably why you have frogs, because you don't have fish.
Right.
I bet you the fish might eat the frogs.
Right. Or the turtles would eat the frogs.
Or the turtles would eat the frogs, yeah.
We don't have any of those other critters out there, so we have lots of frogs.
And we have ducks and geese and herons, great blue herons.
I try to chase them away whenever possible.
Yeah, well, the herons will eat the fish, too.
Oh, of course they will. They'll eat the frogs, too.
Yeah, we try to get rid of the herons whenever we can, too.
I know. They're just
definitely try to get rid of the geese. Did you know that geese will nest in the same place every year?
Yes.
And every year we try to deter them from nesting around our pond because
they're like, no.
Canadian geese are very mean.
My dad has geese. He has lots of geese. My dad.
Oh, really?
He has lots of geese, and they don't really bother anybody. They just hang out.
Baloney, they don't. Geese are mean.
His geese don't. His geese are not really.
And they poop everywhere.
Well,
and their poop is like dog poop.
We have ducks. We have ducks, so we have poop.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of poop.
But we don't have geese. The geese don't stop, but I think because we have the ducks. But
Right.
this spring, we've had a pair of mallards that hang out. And they only hang out in the morning before our ducks are out.
You know what we have this year that was I don't know if they're going to nest here or not, but last week we had a pair of wood ducks.
Oh, they are so pretty.
Wood ducks are very pretty.
They're gorgeous.
Hey, Rhonda, how are you? And Linda?
I had wood ducks stop in one time into our pond, and they were gorgeous.
Linda, it's called the Electric Sun tea. Electric Sun. Now, is that, I didn't look any further than that link that you sent me. That's a free pattern, correct?
Yeah, it's okay. So it's a girl who has a
YouTube channel.
I don't know if she has a channel or not.
Oh, a website?
Yeah, she has a blog.
Okay, it's on her. So I just want to make sure before
it's free on her blog.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure before we got into this that it's a free pattern.
Well, and if you buy it from Lion Brand,
you're going to get the pattern.
You're going to get the pattern. It's going to be
right.
But yeah. Where did I even save her? I must have saved her somewhere, right? Must have. What did you say it was called again?
Electric Sun.
Electric Sun. Kept forgetting the word electric. Like sun tea is not coming up.
Sun tea sounds good. Ooh, we could make sun tea here today. It's 80 degrees.
So, I mean, she's done it as a tutorial. So she does have volume. So she does have it as a video tutorial on her channel.
Okay.
And then underneath there is, check out the free pattern here.
Awesome.
Yeah. So she is, I'll tell you who she is. Evelyn and Peter.
Oh, I love Evelyn and Peter.
Well, that's who it is. It's Evelyn and Peter.
She has a lot of nice patterns.
Yeah. I don't know who Peter is.
I don't know who Peter is either.
Is she Evelyn? There's a Peter part? There's a Peter part.
That's what she said.
Oh boy. So yeah. So the pattern is here on her blog. All the different sizes and all that stuff's there. So
yeah, I think comfy cotton would work for that. Because 24/7 cotton is comfy cotton.
Oh.
Yarn.
But how many colors does that come in?
Comfy cotton comes in a load of colors.
Does it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the one I was thinking of. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I must be thinking of something. Comfy cotton comes in like a wheel?
Yeah.
Cake wheel thing?
A cake. Yeah, it comes in a cake. I don't know how many solid colors it comes in, though.
Is it? Did I give you some at one point that I didn't like?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But I think you just didn't like it because it was brown. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yep, it was one of our trades.
I didn't realize it came in so many colors.
It comes in a lot of striped. I've had it in striped colors before, too. Yeah, or striped or variegated. Yeah. Yeah, Jody, it's 80 degrees.
Right? It's crazy.
It's nutso here. I'm wearing shorts today. So
whipped cream, blueberry, chai latte, cloud 9. They're all variegated.
It does come in solid colors too. I mean, because I have that chocolate.
So far, all I was finding was variegated, besides the cream.
And brown, the espresso or whatever.
Yeah. Everything else appears to be variegated.
Oh, really? So they only have those two colors in a solid. That's interesting.
Look at that color. Isn't
Which
that
one?
pretty?
Hold on, we're on a lag. Ooh, that one's gorgeous. I have that color. Oh
Do
no,
you?
not that color. I have a.
It's called Flower Garden.
I got some comfy cotton and just not recently, but within the last couple of months. And it's kind of like it's like grays and pinks. You know what else you could use is Kieran cotton cakes. You could probably use for this shirt as well, if you wanted to go with self-striping, you know.
Oh my gosh, that Flower Garden is super pretty. I have some blue of this, but I don't know if I would want to use this variegated with it.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know how that would turn out. I think the cool part about that tee is the way the colors play into the pattern.
Unless you did one stripe variegated.
Right.
And then 2 solids with it because it's 3 colors.
Yes. Yeah, you could definitely do that.
That would be kind of cool.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't want electric forest, but there it is.
What color is an electric forest?
That's an actual event.
Oh.
Electric forest.
Yeah.
It's in Michigan. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, hang on. Let me go to Lion Brand because I did play around with some colors in Lion Brand.
Did you using the 24/7 cotton?
Did. Mm-hmm.
And what did you come up with?
I'll show you in a moment. When I get there, get into my Lion Brand. They should still be there in my cart, right? Maybe not. No, maybe not. Maybe I went in through that email is what I did. That must be what I did. Isn't that weird? Like if you go to a website and you look it up, it's not there. But if you went in a different way, it's there.
Yes. That is baffles. Yes.
It doesn't make any damn sense.
Nope, it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, I can't find it. Oh, well. My colors I played with are gone.
So yes, that is going to be our next project.
They're gone.
What do we want our homework to be here? To get to 9 inches?
To do the blend?
Yep, to get to where and then next Friday we'll pick up at the blend.
Yeah. Get to the blend. Just think, we are going to be styling. We are going to have us a snazzy, wavy t-shirt.
Yep.
We're going to have us a spiffy little bag here.
Yep, we sure are.
We're cottoning it up, too.
We are, yes.
Remember a while back, I know I showed you a top pattern that came in one of my magazines. And you probably don't remember it. But I think I got yarn today that I can use for that, I think.
Oh, nice.
I think. There's a package of yarn sitting in my living room.
Nice. Where did you get that from?
I believe that's Premier.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, hang on. I got to go get this. Hang on.
Okay.
I know I've got cotton yarn. Hang on.
Something dawned on her. Ooh. I haven't ordered anything in forever, so I'm going to get that yarn to make that kit or to make that t-shirt. And
all of my packages lately are coming super dusty.
Well, probably because they're riding around with their windows down and it's dirt roads.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening. They're just dusty. Dusty roads.
Ooh, 80 by dawn.
The water again.
I don't hear it. I don't know what she's hearing.
Me neither. Do you hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, because that was my sump pump. Did you hear a truck go by?
This is starting to remind me of like Superman ice cream.
Oh. Look at this stuff. Look at that.
Hold on. Gotta wait for it to come across on my screen. I don't see it yet. Oh, there it is. Ooh, that's pretty. What is that?
That
Oh,
is.
it's bamboo fair.
It is.
How does it feel?
Divine.
Does it feel nice?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Now,
What, Mary Lou? It's 90 where you are?
see, I'm the one that's way behind, apparently, because I don't see the comment yet. This,
Oh, it's up there.
this 90, oh, it was an old comment.
A little bit.
I see 85. I don't see anybody talk. Oh, 90,
Oh.
Mary Lou, way up there.
I missed it when she.
Catherine says she doesn't hear anything but the trucks. See, I hear the trucks go by. So this is the bamboo fair. This is a 3-weight.
Okay.
This what we're using?
7 is a 4-weight, but it's a thin 4-weight, and I think that might work.
This is what we're using now. Look, I mean, there's not a big difference between them.
Well, maybe it is a 3-weight. It just seems very light to me.
So I have this, and I'm thinking I'm going to use this for that other sweater or top that I found. And then I had to get this. I've been wanting
the one from your magazine?
Yeah. Yes. I have been wanting to get this for a while. Now this is weird. This feels nothing like cotton.
What is it?
Well, it's 57% acrylic, 43% cotton. It is this.
We didn't know we were going to get an unboxing today.
Right? You did not. I know, right? Dun, 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 dun.
Ooh, that's beautiful. Is that one of those acorns?
Nope.
What is that? What is it called, Mindy?
Here it is. Here it is. There we go. It's puzzle cotton.
Oh, I've been wanting to try that. And it feels good?
It's super soft. It feels like their regular puzzle yarn.
Does it?
I thought it would feel more cottony, but
interesting.
It doesn't. It's got some pretty orangey colors and pink colors in there. It's super pretty.
I love orange and pink together.
And these are massive. Well, you know me and my orange and pink thing, Angie.
I know you've got a thing going right now.
I have still not found the perfect orange and pink hand-dyed yarn, but yeah. So this has got a lot of yardage in it too. I mean,
yeah, puzzle yarn, regular puzzle yarn has quite a bit of yardage.
Yeah, these are like 349 yards.
And is it a 5-weight? Because I know puzzle yarn is a 5-weight.
No, this one's a 4. So
okay,
that's a 4-weight. I'm not planning on putting a liner in mine, Mary Lou.
No, I'm not planning on putting a liner in mine either.
No, I think it's going to be just fine. There's not that big a hole in this, and I don't think it's going to stretch out too much. It's not going to be like those market bags that you get the great big old.
Right. And I'm going to use mine for kind of like a project bag. So I'm not planning on putting anything very, teeny in it.
No. I mean, I could throw a crochet hook in here and not worry about it falling out of the bag.
Yeah.
I've definitely gone to the...
I would put a crochet hook in here and not worry about it.
Yeah, it wouldn't fall through.
No.
I think I'm going to get to purple here in a minute.
I got to this weird blue and red mix, which it's looking purple on camera, but if you see it close up, you can definitely tell that it's blue and red.
Hello,
Oh, you're making yours
Bella.
an iPad carrier. That's a cool idea.
Oh, yeah.
So you're using dimensions for your iPad then.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Are you going to put a strap on it then, Jennifer? Just out of curiosity? Or a handle?
I'm planning to put a handle on mine.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I just didn't know for an iPad carrier. Oh, now I'm into blue.
You've gotten a lot of your colors.
I have.
Mine hasn't changed all that much. I went from yellow to gold to brown.
I really thought that this was going to be less of striped and more variegated. Didn't you? Looking at it on the hank? I thought the color changes would be shorter.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
I'm waiting for this to turn purple, but maybe it's a ways away yet. It's kind of a brownish purple currently, but
Yeah, it is a brownish purple in there, isn't it?
it's going to get more purple. Before we go,
oh yeah, it's getting to be that time already. Wow, this
I know.
this has gone by so fast today.
You know, I'm legally getting a grandson next Friday.
Yes.
Next Friday. Legally.
Are we going to take the week off?
What?
Are we taking the week off? Is that
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that's in the morning, and I'll be done by our time.
Okay.
But just let me tell you guys that right now the little guy is in the hospital.
Oh no.
So
What
if you
happened?
know, he's had a kidney transplant.
Yes.
He was on dialysis for years. He's only 6, but he was on dialysis for years, and finally got things straightened around, and he got a kidney transplant. And so he's watched very closely, blood work, labs, all that stuff. And some of his numbers are a little off.
Oh,
so
no.
preventatively, they wanted him to go up to the hospital, the children's hospital. It's in Grand Rapids. It's about an hour from here. And they wanted to run some tests and do some things and just check on the health of the kidney and all that stuff at this point, because rejection of a kidney is not uncommon.
No.
But there are some things they could do if that's a possibility, if that's what they think is happening. There's some other things that they could still do. So it's not, it's not dire. It wasn't,
Right.
They were even going to put it off for a week or two to get him up there. And the girls were like, no, we have adoption day is next Friday. We don't want to, let's get this done this weekend. So he's up there having all kinds of tests.
Poor little guy.
Yeah, he's not a happy camper either, I'll tell this story at some point later when I can. He's spent a lot of time in the hospital, lots of time.
Yeah, that's got to be traumatizing for a kid that age.
Yeah. And, he was in the foster care system. So there are times he was in the hospital and he was really
by himself.
And he was the ward of the hospital.
Right.
He wasn't even with a foster family. I think at one point he was there 6 months.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So he's there, he's getting some tests, and he's having to be very still and quiet, which, for a 6-year-old, that's like torture.
Yeah.
But just keep him in your thoughts and that everything's going to be okay for him,
Oh, definitely. Oh.
And there's another possibility that it could be besides rejection, which is a long story I don't want to get into right now, but basically he has to learn how to urinate properly. Because he's refluxing.
Okay.
Which is going the wrong direction. So
right.
They're doing a lot of work with him on how to do that properly so that it's not going the wrong way, which is causing problems. So it could be just that. So anyhow, he's going through a lot, and I feel terrible for the poor kid, and he's just,
I had surgery for urinary reflux as a kid. I think I was 6.
really.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about being a kid and being in the hospital by yourself. My mom had my sisters at home, and we only had one car. And my sisters were, my youngest sister was just a baby, and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and I was completely by myself, and it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was, because, you know, the nurses and that aren't with you all the time. I was just alone, and I remember being so scared.
Yeah.
So he's really lucky that he has the girls there with him.
Can you imagine having done that for 6 months of your life at one point?
No.
And that was just one time. That was the longest time he was up there by himself. There were other times too, but
I can't even imagine
I know, right?
what that would have been like for that poor little guy.
So I guess that he is not alone 1 second of the day now. They're staying there. They're sleeping there. It's a children's hospital, so they've got
it's family friendly
accommodations for that and stuff. So
right.
he will have one or both of the girls with him all weekend long. He's going to be there over the weekend.
You know what? And that's got to be, maybe it will help him to, because he doesn't have good memories of being in the hospital.
No.
You know what I mean? That he associates that with such a probably a traumatic time in his life, that maybe now that he's there with the girls, it will be a different experience for him.
Yeah. Although the first trauma was getting an IV in him, because he's had so much done. His veins are trashed, and apparently he just cried and cried. He just wanted to go back to the farm.
Oh, poor baby.
I know. So just keep him in your thoughts that everything's going to be okay. And, he'll be out Monday no matter what. It's just, they're running all these tests. They did a biopsy of the kidney and things like that. And just,
oh, heavens.
I know. Yeah. Lots of ultrasounds, which, those don't hurt, but,
It's so scary when your kiddo is in the hospital and sick.
I've never really had to go through that.
Oh, I did with Emily. When she was 9 months old, she had, it's called intussusception. And it's when your small intestine slips inside your large intestine.
Oh.
Yeah. And it happened on multiple occasions. And it was at a point where they said that they needed to surgically correct it. So she was in the hospital, and she had to have surgery for that when she was about 9 months old. That was awful.
Yeah, I never had a child that was really hospitalized for anything.
And then Nate had a real bad kidney infection when he was about 6. He was in the hospital for about a week.
Well, he made a little video telling
did he?
Yeah, telling his friends that he was in the hospital, and they were going to check on his kidney, make sure his kidney was okay.
Oh, that's cute.
And then Devin's there, and she's like, "So how are you doing? Okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And she says, "Are you having some fun here? A little bit of fun?" And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, you know what he just said in his brain. He just gave that a big ol' F you." He is not having any fun. Oh. But anyhow.
Yeah, that is hard.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, I got to purple.
Yay.
Okay, well, I suppose we'll let you guys go, because we're like, 3:30. Look, see, I got color now. Look, it's so pretty now. I got some color.
I got lots of color. Look at all my color.
That skein of yarn has much more color.
Yeah, I've got a rainbow.
I mean, I had a lot of yellow, and then it kind of got a little gold, and then into some brown, and now I'm into the purple. But there's not a lot of distinct changes for this one. That one that you're working on, that skein really changes.
Yeah,
and I think
definitely.
this one will too. I think this one's going to just be like, oh,
Yeah,
you're going to go from orange to blue, you know.
Yeah, this one, the one you're working with, looking at it even in the cake, it really doesn't look like very much color variation at all. But this one definitely does. This orange and green and blue.
Oh, your husband has a kidney transplant. Yeah, so you know what that's all about. Yeah, and he waited so many years to get it, you know, so hopefully it's going to be okay. Right?
Yeah.
Well, all right. So this is what we're doing, folks.
Okay. Yep. Get 9 inches.
Get 9 inches. Uh-huh.
Get 9 inches. And we'll get together next week and we'll fade it in.
We'll fade it in. There you go.
We'll fade it in.
All right. So don't forget to post in our hashtag.
Oh,
hashtag
yeah,
MAC-Along 2023.
Yep. Don't forget.
Post your pictures. It was nice seeing you guys with shawls. That was fun. So, and then start thinking about what you might want to do for your top. What colors, what yarn, stuff like that.
Yep.
Alrighty?
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.